Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's Rob from the Exit Light channel. And before we kick off, can we get a bit of housekeeping out of the way? Will you click that like button please, because it really helps Tracy. And also, if you're not subscribed, can you click that bell so you'll be notified of any new content that's going to be coming out. Right, what are we going to be talking about today? Or what am I going to be talking about today? I'm going to talk to you about a place that I have travelled in, but not very often, the haunted London Underground. Now, as most people who have listened a lot to me moan on about stuff, they'll know that I used to be in the military. Now, I lived in Manchester. I'm from Manchester. So when I got leave from the army, we used to have a rail card. And the rail card gave us really cheap train tickets. But it was the cheapest recognisable route, so it used to take something like 9 hours to get home, to get back to Manchester. So anyway, excuse me guys, when I came back off leave, I used to get into King's Cross. Sorry, no I didn't. I used to get into Euston Station and then get the tube or the underground to King's Cross, and then I would get a train back to Cambridge. And that is my only time. I've done it loads of times, but I've never gone anywhere else on the underground. It's very, very weird. It's very surreal. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be there at night on my own. And there's a program on the TV. It was a BBC program, but it's on YouTube now. It's called London Underground. Oh no, it's not. It's called Ghosts of the Underground, and it is really spooky. I watch it loads of times. I think I could narrate it, but it's really, really good. It's really good, and it talks about a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about today. So anyway, guys, get ready. Here we go. Sorry, we're going to start at Covent Garden. Since the station first opened its doors, there have been stories of a tall man in a hat and a cloak wandering the corridors after dark. He has terrified some tube workers so much that they have requested to be moved to a less haunted underground station, and frankly, who can blame them? The charming character is reportedly the actor William Terrace, who was murdered in 1897. Before his ultimate demise, he used to frequent the bakery that once stood on the site of Covent Garden Station, and now he stalks the corridors instead, whether he's looking to avenge his death or he simply just wants to scare people. His apparition will make for a chilling sight. Are you scared yet? Right, our next station is Liverpool Street. Liverpool Street? That's my Scouse accent, Chase, that, because it's called Liverpool Street. Anyway, staff at Liverpool Street Station are accustomed to otherworldly events and mysterious happenings. Many workers have spotted a strange figure on the CCTV system in the dead of night, and passengers have reported seeing a man in overalls pacing up and down the platform. Shh, be quiet. The station was rumoured to be built on a mass burial site, which is admittedly a bit of a cliche, unsettling. This tunnel, let me start again, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry guys, that's my phone. This tunnel they found over 3,000 skeletons in 2015, and these were remains of plague victims who had been buried during the Black Death. Perhaps they're the very figures that are showing up on the camera. Right, we're going to Bank Street. Since the 19th century, there have been sightings of a sinister figure in black stalking the passages of Bank Street. A putrid smell wafting throughout the station is also commonly reported, as well as a pervading sense of sadness. That could just be because, well, it's Bank. The smell can be explained by the fact that Bank Street, yet again, was built on top of a mass grave. Are you sensing a theme yet? I can't believe how basically London is built on bodies. It's like The Bone Collector. If you've not seen that film with Angelina Jolie and Denzel, it's a very good film. I would highly recommend it. As for the sinister figure, she's known as the Black Nun. She's said to walk the tunnels and mourn her executed brother, who worked at the old bank which gave the station its name. Bethnal Green, my mate. There have been some ghostly goings on in the East End, and they are truly sad. And there is truly a sad history behind them. Workers at Bethnal Green Station have heard children sobbing, women screaming, and a general sound of panic. Usually, this starts quietly and raises to the sound of a cacophony of people screaming and leaving people and passengers understandably terrified. Okay. It can be traced back to a dark night in March 1943 during the Second World War. Because some of these, a lot of these tube stations were used as air raid shelters during the war. As one of the deepest stations in East London, Bethnal Green was doubling as an air raid station. I've just said that. When the Luftwaffe circled for its attack. Hearing sirens, residents steamed down the steps into the supposed safety of the station. Tragically, the rush, which led to a stampede, 173 people, including women and children, died in the ensuing crush, and the screams still echo around Bethnal Green to this day. That's terrible. That is really, really bad. Okay. Going back to the beginning of this, the East End. I think most people will have heard of the phrase Cockney. Now, a lot of people call anyone from London a Cockney. Are you listening, Tracer? Now, a Cockney has to be born in the East End, and he's got to be born within the sound of the Bow Bells. If you're not a Cockney. That's the rules. I didn't make them. I didn't make the rules up, but somebody did, and that is just the saying. You can look it up, Google it, and I think you'll find that I'm right. Okay, guys, the Elephant and Castle. We're going to the Elephant and Castle. Okay, if you're afraid of the supernatural, might we suggest avoiding the Bakerloo line from now on? In the pantheon of haunted underground stations, Elephant and Castle makes a strong case to be top of the list. The station is no stranger to the odd tapping noise and footsteps made by invisible people. And believe me, when you walk down the tunnel because I've done it late at night, and there's not been many people in the actual tunnels. Your footsteps echo, and they can echo a lot. Right, footsteps made by invisible people, and doors being thrown open without warning. But the most chilling tale has to be that of a young woman who is seen boarding a train but never appears to leave. That's sad. That's really, really sad. And anyway, guys, let's go to Holborn and the British Museum. Right. Okay, so no trains have been through this abandoned museum station in over 80 years. However, the sheer malevolence of its resident ghost means that it is a truly terrified, haunted underground stop. Many people believe that the long-abandoned British Museum tunnels are haunted by the ghost of an Egyptian god. He is no Casper the Friendly Ghost either. People have blamed him for the disappearance of two women from the neighbouring Holborn station in 1935. The rumour goes that there's a secret tunnel connecting the Egyptian room at the British Museum to Holborn. Logic suggests that the ghost has been using the tunnel to travel to Holborn and snatch tube passengers and take them back to his lair. Since secret London HQ used to be in Holborn, this one has us a little more worried than the rest. It's a bit spooky, isn't it? It's a bit spooky. Right, guys, that's it. But what I wanted to say is I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope one day, if you haven't already, whether you're coming from abroad or you live around the country somewhere but not London, I hope one day you come to the UK and you go and visit London. And I pray that you visit the stations that we've talked about today, maybe late at night. And I hope you bump into some of these ghosts that we've talked about today. And when you do, remember me and tell them that I was the one that told you about it. You know? And remember, boo! Bye, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care.